This is Hebron. It's the second holiest place in Judaism. This is where Abraham came. God said to Abraham, leave your home. Come to the land that I'm going to show you. And he did. Came here to Hebron, buried his wife in Genesis chapter 23. This was such a sacred site. This is called the Maras HaMachpelah. It's translated usually as the double cave. It's the place, the sacred place where the matriarchs and patriarchs are buried. These are the greatest people that ever lived, devoted to countering the efforts of paganism to encroach on the children of Israel. That covenant that God made with Abraham was challenged over and over again. So many try to destroy us, physically or spiritually, rob us of our faith, take away our relationship with God. When the French Crusade, the first Crusaders came here to the land of Israel in 1099, they murdered every Jew in Jerusalem. All the Jews in Jerusalem, they were put into a synagogue, locked from the outside. The Crusaders burnt the Jews alive in Jerusalem, reciting John chapter 15, verse 6. Those who do not accept Jesus as their Lord and Savior will be set afire like wood is set afire. No other nation would have ever survived something like this. Any other nation would have been destroyed. But the Jewish people are different. Because we're great? No, because our God is great. It's because God made a promise, a covenant, an eternal covenant, and nothing could ever happen to your people. Jeremiah tells us, take a look up at the sky. Do you see the sun? At night, you see the moon and the stars. If these laws will pass before me, so will the seed of Jacob pass before me. This is where it becomes fascinating. 700 years, not a Jew was allowed to pray inside the tomb of the patriarchs. Banned, barred. Christians wouldn't let us in, the Muslims wouldn't let us in. Jews were relegated to praying right here, outside the tomb, outside the building in a lower area. They were only allowed to go up 7 steps. This is as far as the law would permit them, never higher. And this is where they prayed for 7 centuries, hoping one day that they can return. But strangely, it's down here, right through this area here. That's where that leads us directly to the caves, the double caves, where the matriarchs and patriarchs are buried. God always redeems us. Although the nations tried to destroy us, although they tried to rob us of our faith, destroy us physically and spiritually, the Almighty steps in. We're living in a very difficult time now. Physically, this is not the problem. It's spiritually. We're living in a time right now when fundamentalist Christians are targeting the Jewish people for conversion. They want to take the Jewish people away from their faith. They want to convert them to Christianity. They're not interested in physically harming us. They want to rob the faith of Israel from us. But we have a promise. God will never allow that to happen. And that's what the work of outreach Judaism is all about. Stopping these missionaries, preventing them from converting Jews to Christianity. Yeah, they don't use terms like convert to Christianity anymore. They have newer terms like become a Messianic Jew and a completed Jew and fulfilled Jew. It's all a word game. We know that. And thank God at Outreach Judaism, we've been able to bring so many Jewish people back to their faith. an exodus from Egypt to the promised land. It was with your help. And now Passover is coming, and I turn to you and I ask you, would you give from what God has given you to help Outreach Judaism continue our work, so that we continue helping Jewish people who are in the darkest places return back to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, return back to their faith, return back to their heritage, keep the covenant, welcome the coming of the true Messiah quickly in our time. Shalom.